Hi guys, this is Alfonso from AXM again. This time I'll cover and talk about the Falcon 9 grid fins. We have so many variations, and I will discuss and how to assemble these little parts that go on the model. Alright, so stay tuned. Okay, the grid fins. During the evolution of the Falcon 9, there have been different variations of the grid fins. This is a picture of the Falcon 9 Falcon Heavy model, on which the first mission, this is a demo mission, it had both of the two types of grid fins. The central core had the old or the original aluminum grid fins, and on the side boosters, as you can see, you see these grid fins that are much larger than the original ones and much darker. The material used for these newer grid fins is titanium. So we will cover the assembly of these little parts. Next photo is a Block 5 photo, and on which you could see the titanium black grid fin. This is an old Falcon 9 showing the original aluminum grid fin. We can zoom it. This part is really very straightforward to assemble. It's just a three-part, like a sandwich, and you just glue it on the rocket. This is the landed Falcon 9 model, on which you could see that the grid fins have been put horizontally, like flaps, like the real vehicle. And this is actually the same part as the old aluminum that is a three-part sandwiched, but with a little cylinder here that connects to the rocket. So we will cover all that in this video. Okay, so let's begin. First, we're going to assemble the new titanium grid fin for the Block 5 Falcon 9. It has three parts, you can see, and these are layered on like a sandwich all together to form one piece. The one here, the blank one, will go in the middle. This will go on the front, that has these side panels that are folded, and this one will go onto the back. Now you might say, anyway, if it's on the back glued to the rocket, why did you color it? Well, it was my decision to make it as a real one. I just wanted to do that. So for these little parts here, on the top here, you can use a scalpel, the X-Acto knife, to cut these, and also this circle. But overall, you have to just make use of a scissor and to cut out the part. This is just pretty straightforward. I already cut that with the knife, so this is done. We're gonna cut these other parts now. Okay, now I have these two parts already cut. We're gonna put it separate, but we're gonna concentrate on this piece, and it's because it has, the sides have these little notches, curved notches, that just because of the scale, this is a very small part, it would be very difficult to cut it with a scissor, and also a little challenging to cut with a knife. You really have to be very careful and experienced in using a knife. if one of your kids is going to assemble these, you really have to supervise using a knife. So I advise you to be very careful with using an X-Acto knife. This is a blade. This you can get hurt. So I am just going to show you how you can cut this with a knife, but at the same time it's very challenging. So you can imagine, you know, cutting half of the curve and then the other half like that. Well, there's so many and it's really time consuming, but if you have to do it, that's the only way. Although there's another tool that can be very helpful in this case, and it's actually this amazing tool. It's a hole puncher. It's actually for belts, to punch leather. So I got it on Amazon, and I will put on the description of this video about this tool that you can make use of. I made a little template here showing that there are 6 holes to be made, and it goes from, this is the metric system format in millimeters, from the smaller 2 millimeters all the way to 4.5 millimeters. So it's very helpful when dealing with these models that I have designed. They're very small and it requires a lot of cutting circles and curves. So making use of a hole puncher, you save your time. So for this one, I have selected the very small one, which is a 2 millimeter, and it's still bigger than this. So in this case, you just have to put the part and very careful, try to aim it and cut where it needs to cut. All right, there. You could see that we have made cut. So that's the way. It saves you a lot of time. It's very useful. Actually, this was a tip that I got from a friend of mine, and he told me about it. So it really saves time. It's pretty neat. And it makes a perfect curve. And look at this. All right, so now you have the idea that by using this tool you can cut the edge of the grid fence. Okay, so we're gonna complete cutting the rest and then we're going to assemble this piece. Very well, as you can see, we have successfully cut all the little holes on the sides, and this is ready to be assembled. Now we're gonna get our glue ready, and as I have mentioned before, this is the way I do it. I just put glue on a piece of paper, and with a little paper, this will serve as a brush. So I have that ready. Now this piece, we're going to score the sides because these are going to be folded. So with I'm gonna get a smaller ruler and my scoring tool. I'm gonna score starting with one of the sides here in the back, here, and the one at the bottom also there. There. All the sides that you're gonna see need to be folded backward. All right, so this is what I'm referring, and you can make use of a tweezer to help you further fold the piece if you don't want to do it with your fingers. You can see there, and this piece goes there. All right, so this would be the front of the grid fin, and here on the back we're gonna be layering these two pieces. First, with the blank one, we're just gonna put glue here, and we're gonna glue it right there in between. All right, so that's the way I'm doing it as I'm demonstrating. Okay, so make use of a tool to help you glue there. Now we're gonna put this last piece on top of this. Same way. It's like a sandwich. And this method also applies to the white original grid fin that I mentioned. The same thing, it's a 3-part, and the difference is that the original grid fin didn't have those notches on the sides. Okay, so there, we're gonna glue it, and now you can just fold this again. You can even put a little glue here on the corner, just a little drop of glue, in order for the corners to be glued. All right, and that's what we're going to be doing now. I'm just applying a little drop of glue right there in the corner, here as well, and on the top. And this is the part that is going to be hidden from view. No one is going to see it. But by adding glue on those corners, it will keep the sides together. All right. So that's how you assemble a grid fin for a Block 5. In this case, this video is done today on the day that the Falcon 9 Demo 2 will be launched. So this is a grid fin that will go on that model. As a matter of fact, I have the model here, part of the model. This is for today's mission. As you can see, this is current. It has, I just left it for to show you how to assemble some of the parts. And this black area is the interstage. These circles here, there are 4 big circles. Those are the places where the top of the grid fin, actually this part, is going to be glued, and it will go just like that. All right, just put a glue there, and that's it. So you have to make 4 of these, glued it on the interstage. This is the black area, and next to the white area going down. Look at the logos, look for those circles, check for the pictures that I'm posting on that I have put on the page, so you can have the photo as a reference, as a guide, showing you where you're putting the pieces. Okay, so this is for a Block 5. Now I'm gonna bring an older Falcon 9 version. This is a block 2 or block 3, and it works for block 2, 3s, and 4s. Is the old configuration of the old Falcon 9. So you could see the difference of the grid fin. This is the block 5, which is a much larger grid fin, and the smaller one is just a 3-piece that are layered in as a sandwich and just pieced together on where it corresponds. Okay, and now I'm going to show you how to assemble a grid fin that will go onto the landed Falcon 9 configuration. All right, so I showed you the picture before where the grid fins stick out horizontally like a flap. That's what we're going to be doing. For that, there are going to be all these pieces. We have the 3 layered normal layered piece that are like glued as a sandwich, and this circle is a new addition. This will serve as a base with this strip that has to be built into a little cylinder. So, but before that, we're going to arrange this. We're going to fix it. If you see closely at the drawing, there are 2 vertical lines here. Those vertical lines have to be folded. Make use of a tweezer, but you have to identify which goes on top or the bottom. The one that has more detail goes on the top, and therefore the flaps are going to go down like this. All right, and this is the part that is going to be glued to the back, so it's going to be folded the other way up. All right, so it will go like this. All right, and here in the middle, it's either way. You just have to fold, make an imaginary line in order to fold the sides like that. So let's apply glue and let's glue them together now. I'm going to start adding glue onto this piece, the one in the middle, and I'm going to layer the one that corresponds on the top. Just going to put it on top. It's already have been shaped because the sides have been folded. Perfect. And now we're going to add glue onto this area in order to add the one that goes underneath. Just like that. We're going to let it dry a little bit. I'm using the tweezer just to press down on the 3-layer part, and at the same time I'm folding it to shape it. All right, so far so good. We're gonna let it dry just a little bit. We'll be back. Now let's continue. The top portion, I forgot to mention, yes, the top portion needs to be separated because we didn't apply glue, so it's easy just to spread it out. And with the tweezer, just try to bend this part like that. All right, and also the one on the other side, the back. Like this. That way you have an area that will stick to this circle. Follow the drawing that has to match with the circle and just glue it on top. So we're going to apply glue right now here, and there it is, and just be sure that the drawing is covered with the tweezer. Try to press firmly on the circle, and this piece, it has to be centered there. Good. And even stays up. So this is the piece that will be glued. You have to make 4 of these. They have to be glued on the Falcon 9 landed version. I will show you later. So we just have to finish this little strip. This is going to become a cylinder, a little disc. It's a cylinder. So look, press down. This is how you curve. All right, we just have to glue the tip and to close this ring. All right, remember, everything is with tools. If your fingers are too thick, make use of a tweezer. Okay, in this case, I just put it like that and hold it, and just hold it, and that's it. We're gonna let it dry. Let me center it. Yes, that's it. This goes on this side. It's glued right there. Okay. Another way to be sure that this is perfectly circled, rounded, just put it like that and keep rolling it on the palm of your hand. There you go. Now we're going to apply glue on this surface, and we're going to try to hide the seam, therefore the seam will go down. This is the area that will go up, and the folded area goes down, so I'm going to hide the seam facing it down, and there you go. So this is ready to be glued. I'm going to bring you the model, and this is a Falcon 9 landed version, and the top that has that little notch here, this is the top of the rocket, and we will place 4 of these where the logo, where the American flag is. On the American flag, on both sides there are 2 circles. You're gonna see 2 circles here. On the other side there's an American flag with 2 circles. On those circles you will glue the grid fin, such like that. You're gonna put glue here and let it dry, and that's it. So I hope this video has helped to clarify the assembly and the and how to glue these small parts onto a Falcon 9 paper model. Thank you for watching the video.